Hello, somebody. I am Mr. Mafuchi, and while you were living your best life, stuff happened. Like what? Well, here we go. Now, we all know the claw machine. You don't know what I'm talking about? The claw machine, the arcade. You put whatever they charge now, and it's a claw. It's a flimsy claw. We all know that. As soon as it catches a prize, it doesn't have the pressure to... Maybe it lifts it up, but then it's going to drop it at some point, and we lose. We know it's a scam. Well, it goes a little further in this one. Let's go down under to Brisbane, Australia, where a 3-year-old boy wanted one of the toys in the claw machine. Well, he didn't know how to operate it. I doubt he had money. He's 3 years old. So, what's a 3-year-old to do at that time? Well, guess what? This kid had gumption. He had gusto. He went up in there where you drop the prizes. He fit in there. He went in that slot, and he got in the machine. Now, he's surrounded by toys, so as a kid, we're all giddy. We're around the toys. We got one. Well, he didn't think it through because how do you get out? He didn't know how to get out. He finally realized that once he had the toy, so good for him. But now let's look at the big picture. He's stuck in the claw machine. Now, you may be asking, as a rational person, even not so rational, where are the parents? What happened there? Who was watching this 3-year-old? Better yet, who wasn't watching the 3-year-old? Well, there was a parent, a father. Of course, father. We get the bad rap, right? Leave the kids with us, and what happens? Oh, honey, I'm sorry. He just got caught in the claw machine. Everything's fine, and he got a toy. Well, it seems simple enough, right? Kid in the claw machine. What should one do? What the dad should do is pocket out some money and try to win his son back so he can get back out, right? That's what I would do. And don't look at me like that, somebodies who didn't have that idea cross their mind to win their son on the claw machine and win him back and get him out and somehow be a hero. Now let's let reality sink in here. Police were called and they assessed the situation. Number one, they're probably holding back laughter. But number two, they finally realized, okay, let's tell the boy to get to the corner and we're just going to break the glass. And that's exactly what they did. They broke the glass and they got the kid out and he was free. And not only that, he did get a toy after everything that went down. So kudos to the kid for being motivated. But that brings up a question. Again, there was a parent that was supposed to be guarding that child, but didn't. So let's get into it in a segment I like to call Guilty or Spared. Now, the father told police that it happened so quickly, it happened in a blink of an eye, that the kid went into the machine. You know how quickly a blink of an eye is? It's like this. So the father's claiming that this, and he was in there. Like, is this kid the Flash? Is that bloodline in that kid? Again, oh, he's in there. A blink of an eye. Where was the father? And what was he doing? That a kid got in the machine like that, blink of an eye. Now again, I don't like this because this is a father. I'm a father. This guy is not doing us any justice. We should be able to take care of our kids and not have them go into a machine. So this is pretty quick and easy. Guilty. That father is absolutely guilty. Now knock it off, because there are some good fathers here that do take care of their kids very well. For the most part, maybe our kid takes a stumble, maybe he trips, maybe he runs into something, maybe he grabs a butt. That's the extent of us dads taking care of our child. But in a machine, unforgivable. Guilty. Now, dumpster diving gets such a bad rap. Me just saying that, you're probably thinking, oh, that's for the peons, for the peasants. But guess what? Up until today, it's very lucrative. In Maryland, a woman named Jennifer, who owns her own marketing firm, has a thing for dumpsters and diving in them. Ever since college, when one of the professors let her and the other students know, hey, sometimes you may find something creative in the dumpsters. And this is an art class, by the way, let me specify that. So Jennifer took it to heart, and it's stuck ever since. And she claims that at least once a week, she'll see a dumpster and decide to dive in it. Why not? And for good reason. Over the years, she has amassed $2 million in findings. That includes handbags, Dyson hair dryers, cookware, jewelry, kitchen items, those gadgets, Roombas, and all other things. $2 million, can you imagine that? But again, as I said it, you thought something bad. But no, this woman made good. Now, she does claim that for the most part, clothes and other things that she's not interested in, she'll donate them. She'll give back. That's very nice. But still, you have to get in there in the dumpster. But again, bright light, $2 million. Can't argue with that. Although Jennifer is saddened by some of these big retail stores that throw away products that are brand new, such as art supplies that are brand spanking new, just in the dumpster. That saddens her because, again, this all stemmed from her being an art student in college. So it kind of grabs at her heartstrings. Now I can understand that because growing up poor, I used to not know, number one, what an allowance was, and when somebody explained it to me, I'm like, wait, my parents are supposed to give me money? Again, I'm poor. So when I was a teenager, I would go dumpster diving in the summertime to get money. I'd wake my ass up at 5:30 in the morning and get on diving. Now, what was I diving for? Primarily for recyclables, cans, bottles, plastic bottles, things of that nature. A good week, I would clear $30. And this was in the 90s. But had I known if I stayed with it, I could amass such a large fortune, shoot, I'd still be doing it now. Now, let me know in the comments, somebody, if any of you dumpster dived or would dumpster dive knowing that there's some fortune to be had. Now, phones, for the most part, have made life a little easier to be able to handle situations. You have the internet at the palm of your hand. You have so many apps, whether it's for entertainment, utility, you have a flashlight, a camera, so on and so forth. Well, another thing that has happened as well is it helps you as a wallet. You can put your credit cards on there. And on some of these phones, apparently, you can put your ID on there too. Phones, the technology of the future. Well, Gen Z has stated that anyone that has a wallet is antiquated. It's bulky. Why would you have all your stuff in your back pocket, on your ass? I can see why Gen Zers are saying that with those skinny jeans that I've seen on you. It does feel bulky. These Gen Zers and their phones, because quite frankly, they don't know any different. They were born into it. So they have their entire life on their phones. It's everything to them. And now they're telling anyone, with a wallet, just put it on your phone. It's so much simpler. It's the modern way. Well, look, Gen Zer, somebody, come here. Just come here. Let me tell you something. I was alive before the dependency of technology. Now, I'm not going to say that you're in the wrong, because again, you were born in a world where this was already part of life. I understand that. But riddle me this. What happens if your phone gets lost, gets damaged, gets stolen, or something happens and phones just shut off, period? Even so, there's a thing called hackers. Hell, we'll even get realistic, zombie apocalypse. That can happen. Nonetheless, I am of the generation that can survive without technology and my phone. Good luck with that, Gen Zers. Now, for all you fathers, let's pay close attention to this one, because I'm sure this has happened to most of us. So you wake up your 7-year-old daughter in this instance, and on a daily basis, when you ask her something as simple as, hey, get out of your PJs and get dressed for school. Well, for this 7-year-old, she throws a tantrum every single time and takes her sweet ass time to get dressed for school. So much that most of the time, she's late. But on this day, Mom left early for work and Dad was left to fend for himself and his daughter. So much so that he had enough, and quite frankly, he just said, okay, get in the car in your PJs and we're going to school. Now, the daughter called his bluff. But guess what? Dad wasn't bluffing. They were headed to school in her PJs. Once she realized that she was getting closer to school, that Dad wasn't fooling around, she was trying to get back home and said, okay, just take me home and I'll get dressed. But at that point, Dad had zero tolerance. They said, no, school's right here. Get your little fanny out the car, get to school. Now the 7-year-old, with no other choice, she's already at school, got off the car and went to class. That was a proud day for that dad. And quite frankly, I'm right behind him. But guess what? Like I said earlier, there's a mom in the picture, and as soon as she picked her daughter up after school, well, she ended up being like Mama Bear. Got home and read him the riot act. More so because apparently it's embarrassing, and it shows everybody else that they don't care about dressing their daughter. Now let me preface by saying this. The mom usually goes to work first and leaves the dad to take care of the daughter and her tantrums. Now, me as a dad, I don't think there was any wrongdoing. But again, I'm a dad. Secondly, she's 7 years old. Does a 7-year-old have style at that point? Is it embarrassing to go to school in your PJs? I take my kids to school. I see some of them in their PJs, or it looks like it's damn near close to it. Now, I would understand if they were in middle school, even high school, but this is grade school. You can still get away with going in your PJs, alright? So unless I'm clueless with all the other dads and just male figures in general, is it just that different for girls that's 7 years old? Moms, daughters? Hey, let me know in the comments. Let me know if I'm delusional along with the other dads, because quite frankly, 7 years old, PJ school, it's alright. Now ladies, how long should a woman, maybe even yourself, wait for a proposal? Well, in this case, a woman decided to stop waiting and act. So one day, she asked her boyfriend to meet her at the golf course that he enjoys going to. Maybe play a quick 9-hole. Or at least that's what the boyfriend thought. He arrives at the golf course to find his girlfriend in a wedding dress, and she proposed to him. Now that's right, this is the correct face. Because ladies, us, men, we don't think about this day. This day is for y'all. So the fact that this guy was getting proposed to, we don't know what to do there. If a man hasn't proposed to you by a certain time, then ladies, it's time to rethink your relationship and your life. Is it worth the continuous wait for this one person, or do you just move on to another? I'll give you the answer. You move on to another. Because you know what happened here? The guy said no, and he ran off, leaving the woman in her wedding dress crying and sobbing, not understanding what happened or why her boyfriend just ran off. Because this isn't a man's goal. This isn't a man's dream. Now, the planner that she hired afterwards had mentioned, yeah, I didn't know that I was setting this up, but there was no actual proposal. Not only that, did this woman not have any friends that could have been a little rational and let her know? What are you doing? It doesn't work this way. Ladies, do not propose to us men. We don't care. Even the other way around, we do the bare minimum. As always, just tell us what day it's on and what time to show up. That's the extent of what we want. Don't propose to us. You will be sadly regretful of the entire situation. We will not say yes. That's the harsh reality, ladies. And men, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments, and I will definitely reply to you. And finally, in Florida, the DMV has changed the laws or policies, whatever it is, whatever they want to call it. That's not even clear. Because apparently, if you are transgender, you are not allowed to change the gender section anymore. If you try to change the gender on your license, apparently that is fraud now and is subject to criminal and civil penalties. Because the DMV only acknowledges the biological gender you were born as, not the feeling that's in your heart. They don't care about that. You're born this, you put it on your license. All you could do now is replace your card, change your name, or change your address, but not your gender. Don't you do it. Now, the LGBTQ community is in an uproar about this, and quite frankly, I understand that. First, you're making a tizzy about the bathroom for the transgender community. And now this? They can't change the gender of who they want to be? What are we doing? What's going on here? You know, for apparently being a progressive country, this is a situation now. This is the issue? Apparently before, if you had a doctor's note, that was good enough. That's all you needed. But nope, DMV squashed that and said, not anymore. Who is it going to hurt? Nobody. It's not hurting anybody else. It's not hurting them. They just want to be who they want to be. Let's get it together, people. Come on. Let's get it together, DMV. Let people live. Can you do that? Just let them live. Let them be who they feel and who they are. It's enough, all right? So that's what happened while you were getting down with your bad self in life. As always, I leave you with this. Don't be a sheep. Always, always, always be yourself. You're not going to be able to please everyone. Just understand that. Stop it. Everyone doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, nobody does you better than you. Until next time, make sure you marry the partner you are truly in love with. Otherwise, you're just sleeping with the enemy. This is Mr. Mafuchi saying, I've got a poo.